I said to him, think about training 2 hours a day. You need to train 2 hours a day. What comes up? I said, I bet you the thought is, I'm not going to do it. And he goes, he looked shocked, but it's obvious. It's the hamster wheel. So I said, you just had the thought, you thought, am I going to support myself for 2 hours a day? And you went, bang, no, let down, felt disappointed instantly. And then, boo. So I said, you need to look at, like I said, fact, you need to do 2 hours a day. Or let's say start with 1 hour. And the compounding effect in 5-10 years will be no one will be able to catch you, or only the people that put in the work. He's 14. It's going to be difficult for him to change his behavior, but it's difficult for everyone. Someone like Ronaldo, traumatized childhood, extremely driven, he doesn't have that problem. He doesn't need to teach himself consistency of work ethic. But the lefties do. Consistency, they hate. Lefty, if you're a lefty, you don't like consistency. That's why you will self-sabotage. Because with consistency, you will succeed. So it's a coding issue. It's nothing to do with you being lazy. Okay, so he needs to, so I said 2 hours a day. And I said, whenever you think about that 100%, if you want to be a professional footballer, you have to take responsibility and see your behavior. You're not consistent. No excuses. You'll get, in 5 years' time, you have a choice. Or two choices. You either do this work, change your behavior by observing it, and you will do the work and become, if you do 2 hours a day and you've done this hard work to open yourself up to the right, you will be completely neutral on the pitch. You will be very confident in yourself, and you will at some level play professional football. I think, because he's quite a unit of a kid, and he's got good skills. Or you go back to sleep and you pretend and you fantasize. If you've worked with me, you'll know that people on the left fantasize a lot about things going well, but that's fantasy. In reality, they don't do it. So you've got this massive conflict and self-anger and frustration and, guilt that comes. So I said to him, I bet you fantasize about being a footballer. He smiles. It's like, yeah. So that is part of the hamster wheel. You have to understand the behavior of both sides. Fantasizing about being the best, and then looking at the reality, you're not putting in the work. That's where we go for high performance, is looking at this type of thing. So this will be really useful if you're on the left. If you're on the right and you're still watching this, that's awesome, because you're going to understand that you have glitchy software too, and it's toxic and it's going to cause you problems. I've seen, there's guys on the internet who are talking about, oh yeah, your mind is a code and, coding in the matrix, but it's just for making a nice video. They don't know how to work with it. This is how you work with the matrix. This is how you change yourself.